years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... he was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets. 3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor, instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in, but I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that. People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him? Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Miss Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety. Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right, anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah, Harmon's beat.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again. Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off, and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Whether it be responsible, this won't do.
Paimon slept, huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have—
Paimon gets the feeling they— but never mind.
No, I just returned after going out for a while.
Wait, so you—
How could I? Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped. I suspect that those behind this have already taken—
Does that—
No. There is one ray of hope, and that is the archives kept by If the Oceanid you met is—
So Nervalette maintains— In that case, let's go—
no. The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is— This place does look pretty heavily guarded.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't—
See? They've got—
Yep. Paimon can...
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the...
No. What I meant to say is...
Oh, yes, I remember.
We're here today to report an...
Is that it?
Of course.
All right, then, I'll let you through. The chief...
Thank...
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nerval...
It's all right.
So you're not...
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an...
Ah, I see.
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of... There are no records of him either in the...
Traveler? What if it was really...
Is that so? I'll write that.
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus...
And what? Are you trying to say? Are you trying to console me? Extend your... No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. It's just like last time. After my father took... You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with... In your eyes, the value of a If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you give me the power to stop him from everything? Was hanging on a thread. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will...
I'm sorry, Miss...
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all... It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you wouldn't... Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows... My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia...
I'm fine.
You're right. Wasn't it still...
Now that I think of it, on the day...
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? Yeah. And if that's what had happened...
I really think I found a true genius. All right, let's go to Poisson.
Yeah, we're gonna make...
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you... Great. Let's...
Whoa! What a huge ship!
There's no need to be so surprised. My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless...
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Paimon was confused by... But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula... we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and you said before that you still had some business.
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You still remember, right, Malouse? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Miss...
Could you tell us a bit more
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could...
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into...
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, if you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability... And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse, and called for a complete...
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath. But no matter how much they threatened, not only that, Boss became determined to find them.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealer. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside, but then we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
Huh?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, looking back on it though, I now believe the most important clue...
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some but, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene.
You're right. We still don't know what happened.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remote. I think this third... On that note, however, even though our opponent is insidious and cruel, even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its form, there is no need to follow your father's path.
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect... Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still... Did he think I'd just accept his... I've never accepted that. Ever. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's...
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act.
So you do know something else, Malouse?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, but what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle...
What?
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed, and the serial disappearances. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing... Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. But as long as you remain safe, if something were to happen to you, then he and all those he...
Right, so nobody would...
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been...
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful...
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just... No. He might have set up everything precisely because... He never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Malouse, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several...
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization there's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence, but a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open our...
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
That's true. Seems my father really had, but things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Maloose.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and...
Thank you for all of that, Maloose. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion when I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, if the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, after several rounds of testing, and the first is Florent, Spina de Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew there's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. The Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods.
So, they're like a sister organization of...
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of... It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between... Although the guards mostly leave us to our... Since Thierry is always in the know about our...
I see. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against...
If you want to investigate them, please take...
Of course.
You're too kind, my lady. And before I forget, proving Bosses... After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter would... If it might help, you could also...
Oh, thank you so much!
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
It is settled, then. Please excuse me, and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Maloose.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened...
If it's about that, there's no need to apologize.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father's...
You don't understand.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless he had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately. He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
You really think so? That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Florent should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some. My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's light, but when I got there, it was already too late.
So you also remembered
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the table. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third?
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callis ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then, I'll leave Mr. Callis's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callis the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him but it was Mr. Callis's trust that allowed me to rise no matter what others might say.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you...
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the Guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was...
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callis did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours?
Yes. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to
I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that if you want to go through the original file...
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without that, why do you ask? We definitely...
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, I'll...
Then you think... If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Emerge.
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know.
Ah, Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the top...
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theater.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away.
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea.
If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking.
Oh, you're giving us...
alas, it seems things are heating up again. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will... If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there...
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry. The confrérie was responsible for that banquet. So I was out, then I heard the sound of a gunshot.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are...
Sounds good. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a...
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Florent mentioned...
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek... Makes sense.
But besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite. It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial sea.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd...
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Uncle Marcel? And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also... Still really hard for me to imagine. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy? Thierry, you say? But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about...
Yeah, had he actually tampered with the mecha? If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Florent? But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals...
So you're saying he's too broke?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could... who could it be? You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these 3, did he?
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others trustworthy. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extreme. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for...
Huh? Aren't you the guy
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just...
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trial?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well, he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Wait, how? None of our...
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you, if the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Cal-
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just as expected, since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention, you're right. This is our best opportunity. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up.
We'll help you. Just.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the opera.
See you there! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Entrance that leads to the synth production base. Ah, you're right. An important Navia's probably arguing up at...
It would appear that I must repeat my question again. Do you accept the charge that you are the—
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can— In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have— I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've— When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a—
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
That case had nothing to do with him! Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting?
I told you it couldn't be one of the
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings, but that was an exception rather than standard.
Oh, please. Did you... We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here, and if my charges prove true, then...
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person—
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières!
Huh? What confrérie?
I've heard of them, but...
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone, and if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances—
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial. Mr. Marcel, You will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies, sir. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and... If that's enough to make me a suspect...
I think there's no point in getting into the...
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard... When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding... The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, the suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in... These are the known facts about...
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still... in truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea. The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts. However, in the end, he reconsidered. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already... This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned... A pile of clothing was found at the scene. But now, it is clear that since it was raining that day, the culprit was Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder.
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something is—
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being...
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said.
Then, may I ask some question? 1. Do you have...
I'm afraid not. Boo! I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all—
That makes sense to me.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after
My second question has to do with the ensuing— Then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person—
I've thought about this too. And the answer, the dissolving power of water from the primordial— My father could have exposed it for all— At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic—
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What? If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in— Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine— But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect any— Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge—
So, you mean to say—
That's right.
Do you have any—
Of course. All you need is to ask his I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarande, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken account in my line of work. I've seen all kinds of people. Just one look and I can tell. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus—
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the—
Right? What she said was fascinating, but—
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of time. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to— And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it— I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navi.
No need to appeal to—
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just— On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't
Know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, Let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezh. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never had. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience, and whose image do you— Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey. Take it easy.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. a ways away from where we need to go.
Busted. Game's up. Fun's over. Things are about to get set.
Now the path is clear! Let's go!
Right now, right here. A sight to behold.
Embrace the ice! I will not stand for this! Look at you, Fontaine!
Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over.
Though, as expected, the mastermind is... That's right. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but... Huh? You mean the girls from the... And then they were... And all the boxes of things. These names. What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens... Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that... How could someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vacher is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vacher was no victim. But no, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people... In any case... And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious. Here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. And that's special water. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. Paimon will take notes on this. Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an... Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that this should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he can act whenever he wants to make our lives... I concur. Let's send someone... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all... We've looked at almost everything here, and it's... Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals... No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find any that way. Even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true... Sure thing. Then... Aw... It's just a normal... So many! Oh, the final name... Marcel! Wait, but... Marcel's pretty old. Has this case... Hey!
And whose image do you see? Is it a man named... Oh.
I've merely surprised you...
I was waiting...
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my part...
Just how often do you intend...
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence...
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you...
Huh?
We've investigated your lair. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young... You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all...
So that's it. Even the villain... And with that...
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior time... Well, Marcel, do you know where... You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, so you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew.
You also never understood, boss.
For our determination to...
Your determination?
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend your...
Do you think Do you really pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in... No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in Vignere is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I did all of that. And in the end, I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the ferry.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! Vignere, please, Vignere!
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guard. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignere. During an underwater expedition, Vignere accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher. Learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women. To cover his tracks, he invented the new... During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of... However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research, after exchanging blows with Spina de Rasula for many... Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn... And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Lin. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea thus concludes the enigma. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher, guilty.
Guards! Take the... Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, this...
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for.
Yeah. See, Papa? Spina...
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, passed wrong. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now?
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This is always...
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right?
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia, the guilty party, has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict. According to the judgment of the Oratrice, guilty.
What?
Hey! What's with this verdict?
Huh? This has never happened before.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of...
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilt. Guards, please take...
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Nouvelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
I don't know what happened there either.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible. Didn't she
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be— Don't tell me.
But the way she looked just now, it was—
However, given the state of things, I shall give you— And, of course, for if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances, everything he's done, all shall be revealed in— Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things—
So she chose to make her escape?
So you're saying we—
She probably just put on that performance to save. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case.
All right. After all, he's done.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing?
Stop resisting arrest!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that.
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been
Really? You did? You're sure? The Fountain of Lucine? Then... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to—
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile?
Paimon agreed!
This request...
Of course! Wait...
Humans. Will they betray— Very well.
Your Honor,
I will go with him.
Thank you. Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could—
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So—
Lumiere, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache?
I'm here! Where are you, Vignier? I'm
Hey, wait! Be careful!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vacher!
Vacher? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need... You look a lot older.
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. I must be dreaming. Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vacher, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care. It's all because of your selfishness, Vacher. It's all
Wait, you are not Vignier.
You're right. I am not Vignier. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses, our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial. I'm Cressy, the only one I am not.
Why? But
she doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you... You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly nurse. The only thing you are not. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but...
No! Yeah!
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, but on top of that, she also said that because... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy. Vacher. Vacher? Vacher. 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 Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with.
Sounds like you're...
Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial this time, though.
So his name's definitely...
It's been the dearest wish of...
That blasted stubborn fool. Oh, by the way, I ran into... well, maybe it'd be more
Huh? So you know Sharon?
Yeah, way back when I first became the I believe the story was called... To be fair, though, it was She was trying to lean on our friendship to get...
Oh, yeah. She told us about...
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house...
Now that's another thing...
Oh, and in other news...
Oh, are you
While you were investigating, it was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide.
Oh, that's great!
Anyway, now that the case is final... Oh, actually...
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave. And on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go...
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. This is where my father's grave is.
Huh? There's someone...
Hmm?
Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Now...
My apologies. I should...
Don't say...
Sorry about that.
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still...
In that case, I will stop.
You really could use some pointers on understanding. In any case.
Well, there was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could... Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans, which is also why I didn't stop your... I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his... But Mr. Callus proved me, if not for his sacrifice. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter. And in the end, from a certain justice that's higher. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies. This regret has filled me with that high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your heart.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but...
Sorry about that.
Didn't I just say...
Ah, so Navia... Let's not disturb them for now. Paimon's never paid respects at someone's... Huh? Oh, no. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing around there. It's not a...
Oh, it's you two.
We ran into
I see, I see.
well...
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be... Your sibling. Another blonde-haired... If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure... Is there anything... My apologies. However, I still believe... For many years, I have been quite aware that the oratory, as a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in... Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnity, which is all to say, I have been prepared...
So when Lenny told us that he heard a human...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the oratory... Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, if we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not...
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation...
Is there anything else?
So, at court, the bad...
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that there used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that...
Huh. So it really...
But today, the primordial sea... What Vache discovered must have been some kind of special...
Huh. So that's how it is.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender... To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding. Is there anything else? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved. Does that appropriately...
That's right!
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a... Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted...
A prophecy? Of the four...
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea... Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always... If the rumors were true...
But with Farina being the way she...
Is there anything else? Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave this...
You really are super busy,
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so just...
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Take flight! Yeah! My apologies! Take flight!
Here comes the catch. Busted. Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding. The truth is still unknown. Take it easy.
Ad Astra.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
I'll think about it.
But none of them believed me. There'll be an extra fee for that.
I'll think about it.
But none of them believed me.
Can we play banker next time?
There'll be an extra fee for that.
good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Rebooting.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Right.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Yep, right.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
Error.
There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it.
Yep, you're right.
There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Rebooting.
I'll think about it.
Can we play Banker next time?
There'll be an extra fee for that. think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
Extra fee for that.
Yep, you're right.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it.
Rebooting.
There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it.
Can we play banker next time?
There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose
There'll be
from.
an extra fee.
Need me to come up with some for you?
Rebooting.
Can we play banker next time?
There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it.
Yep, you're right.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Yep, you're right.
be an extra fee for that.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Rebooting.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Can we play banker next time?
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Can we play banker next time?
There'll be an extra fee for that.
You're right.
I'll think about it.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the
Rebooting.
situation has changed again.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
You're right.
I'll think about it.
Can we play banker next time?
There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that.
Rebooting.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
I'll think about it.
Yep, you're right.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Error.
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that. I'll think about it. There'll be an extra fee for that.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.